Hey guys, my name is Darian Williams. I'm the personal trainer here at the Federal Way Community Center. Today I'll be teaching you guys some beginner exercises and proper technique. The first exercise I'm going to teach you guys how to do correctly is the squat. So first things first, you're always going to want to make sure that you have an even stance, right? You don't want one foot too far forward, one foot too far backwards. You always want to match up your feet. So I would say match your heels up. Once you match your heels up, the other most important thing to remember is to keep good posture as you descend. We don't want to see rounding of the back, and we definitely don't want to see hyperextension of the back. So first things first, I just like to tell people to distribute the weight into your heels. We don't want to see your heels come off the ground, and we don't want to see your toes come off the ground. So it should look something like this. And also, always make sure that your knees never cave in. Always want to force those hips outwards, and you see my toes are slightly pointed out. That's just fine. You definitely don't want to have pigeon toes, right? We'd rather have your toes to be pointed out. That's going to ensure you get a good quad stimulus and also a good glute stimulus. I'm going to show you guys how to do the dumbbell chest press correctly. First things first, grab a weight that's doable, as I always say. For my clients, grab a weight that's doable. You want to be able to do the exercise with proper form. Technique is the #1 most important thing when you're dealing with any sort of exercise. So first things first, we're just going to grab these bad boys, and then we're going to shift ourselves back. Always want to have your feet planted as well. From here, we're going to make sure that our shoulders are depressed and not elevated and hunched. From here, all you're going to want to do is press those up. Make sure that your elbows are at a slight angle. And from here, all you're gonna do is stretch and then squeeze at the top. It's okay for your elbows to be slightly more out. You're just gonna get more of a stretch. If they're more so inwards all the way, you're gonna be working dominantly triceps. The more they are in this fashion, the more chest you're gonna hit. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the lat pull down correctly. This exercise, if done correctly, is going to mainly target the lats, basically the biggest muscles in your back, and you'll also get a little bit of a bicep stimulus as well if you do these correctly. First things first, pick a weight that is doable for you. Never want to go too heavy because we don't want to see a whole lot of momentum with this exercise. We want to use strict strength. So I'd like to grab it wide. You don't want to grab it too close. That's not an issue, but just for starters, I like to grab it a little bit wide for beginners. Get yourself situated in here. Make sure that this pad here is pressing down on your thighs so that you don't move upwards. As you start to move up in weight, depending on how heavy you are, this bar could very well yank you upwards. So once you grab this here, we want to get a great stretch here. We don't want to limit the stretch. That's the most important part of the exercise. So we don't want to see you short arming it here. What we want to see is a good stretch, slow and controlled, and then we want to see you pull it down as far back as you can and squeeze your scapulas together. It's almost as if you're trying to put your elbows in your back pockets. Nice and controlled. Not a whole lot of swinging going on here. That's all there is to it. A plank is going to be easier if you're inclined versus all the way flat on the ground. So if you're somebody who's a beginner, one of the things that I like to do for my clients is start them off elevated. Maybe you start your plank on a bench or, step ups, whatever the case may be. But if you're somebody who thinks they're ready for flat on the ground planks, then this is the way that you would do them. First things first, I like to set myself up in a straight manner. We definitely don't want our hips on the floor. We definitely don't want our butt all the way up in the air. So think of yourself as a plank, right, that somebody could walk across. And from here, we're tightening up that core. It's almost like you want to bring your pelvis to your chest. You don't want your butt sticking upwards, right? You want to squeeze your core muscles and push the ground away from you with your elbows, as I like to tell people. From here, go as long as you can go. Have fun with it. And you can even add in knee tucks as well, if you'd like. But as far as the plank exercise, this is it. All right, now you guys are all ready to get started with your workout. Don't forget, my name is Darian. I'm the personal trainer here at the Federal Way Community Center, and I'd be happy to help you develop a concrete plan in order to achieve your goals.